What is up, everybody? It is Moonbo here, and welcome back to more Endless Scrap Mechanic. This time I'm going to be showing you guys this really cool multifunctional mech suit that I made using all sorts of cool new mod pieces from the mod pack, of course. So in today's episode, though, I'm going to be showing you guys like just the design, how I kind of went with that, and then we're going to move on to probably mounting that sword. I'll show you guys how to put the sword in the hand as well, and then I'm going to show you how to fly it, and I'm also going to show you how it walks. So there's lots to get into this episode, guys, so make sure you stay tuned. Lots to see, so let's get right into this build. Alright, the first thing I'm going to point out is that I'm going to call this mech suit the M44, so that's kind of my design name for this one. Really cool mech suit overall. If we're just kind of looking at the design here, you can see that the seat right there is using the mod pack, so that is like a mech suit seat, and it's open for us at the moment, and we're going to hop in very shortly here. So you can see, though, it's kind of full of neat features, as well as the fact that it has like these legs here as well. So these are legs that are attached to a hip. Now, if I get my connection tool out, you will see there is a whole bunch going on in there, pretty much just controlling all of the functions of this mech suit. I mean, there's some explaining to do, but like I said in the beginning, I'm going to break it down into each kind of function of the build. So the first thing, of course, though, is the front entrance there, the entrance to the mech suit. So if we can get into this mech suit seat, you can see there's a little body that falls out every time, actually. But this is like the look of this mech seat, and it absolutely looks fantastic. I think they did a great job in this mod pack. So you can see you're kind of suspended there with your feet hanging. It's kind of funny, though. It looks like you're actually standing on that, but it actually will, like, you can put that anywhere. So it's really cool. We're going to shut this on, and you can see that there's a whole bunch going on when I do it. So I'll press the 1 key here. And there we go. Alright, so now we're strapped into the mech suit. This is like my favorite. You can see we're strapped in. If I go to this view here, you can see we have a view of the surroundings there in front of us. Now, if I press the A key and the D key, that's kind of like what's going to turn our torso. So here we go. We can see left and right. So, of course, if you are in this view here, you can see that there is all sorts of stuff in front of you. So really neat. That's a great function, actually, is just kind of being able to turn the torso while the legs work separately. Now, before I get moving with this thing, we're just going to open this back up here. As you can see, it looks really cool. And I'm going to get rid of this sword for now, just because it does drop some of the FPS, so we're just going to set the sword aside right there. And I'm going to hop back in, and then we're going to get to some walking. Alright, so I'm all strapped into the mech, ready to go with the torso all loose and limber. So all you have to do to walk is press the 2 key, and there you go. You can see now that this mech is walking around. So there's some thrusters in it as well, because it does fly, but the thrusters, you use them for multiple functions. So right now, obviously, you can see we are walking along. It's not super fast, and it's kind of wobbly, but, I mean, at the end of the day, we're definitely moving along. But the 3 and 4 key, which are right after the front there, so you can see 1 key is opening that up, and the 2 key is the walking, and then 3 and 4, if you press it, you can see down at the bottom of the feet there, see how the ground is lighting up? Those are actually some thrusters. So if I press the 3 key, you can see that it'll actually rotate the entire mech to the left, and if I press the 4 key, it'll rotate it to the right, so you can actually steer around while you're walking. So despite the fact that it is kind of like a bouncy walk, you can get around no problem. I have some suspension glitch. As you can see down in the front here, there is a sensor there, and I also have one on the back that will make sure you don't tip over. And then right here at the back, if you can see right there at the bottom of the mech, there's 2 more suspension pieces, and those ones are keeping it upright, so they are just forced into the center, and you can see it kind of keeps it upright, so you don't really fall over too much. Even if you kind of do some sharp turns like this right here, you have no trouble with the terrain either. Now, my favorite part, though, is if you press them at the same time, you'll actually kind of get a little bit wider of a stance here, and you can see you start walking just a little bit faster. So pretty neat. I'm pretty happy with the walking design. You can also, like I said before, you can press the A and the D key, so here we go. We can walk around and turn our torso around. maybe if we do some free cam, that's probably even a better view. There we go, look at that. So this mech is really cool. The fact that it can walk around no problem, it doesn't really want to tip over, it's absolutely fantastic. Now, before we pick up that sword though, I am of course going to mention that it can fly, but it's very hard to steer. All you need to do is press the W key, and the W key is going to kind of pop you up like that. So here's the tricky part. Remember how I was saying 3 and 4 down there, they control the feet? Well, if you press 3 and 4 at the same time as W, you'll actually kind of control that forward balance. So as you can see when I press W, it wants to lean me forward, but if I press W and 3 and 4 at the same time, you can see that it actually keeps it level. So you can really just kind of bounce around like that and use it to like get to some higher vantage points. So I thought this was absolutely fantastic. You can see it's relatively stable. I can land back down on my feet. Now, it's not used to specifically fly around. I've designed it more as like a mech suit leap, so you can see that it just wants to kind of get a little bit of air, and you don't want to lose control, so of course you just land back down on the ground softly, and you just keep on walking. So, overall, you can see down in here, the hip joint is really cool. There's a thruster in there that actually pivots inside, too, really cool. And the hip joint is pretty much just for some aesthetics. It doesn't serve any true function in this build, but you can see it definitely adds a really nice effect, and the legs really do stand out because of it. Now, you can also press the 5 key here, which is just like a celebration pose, actually. You just kind of like, yeah, there we go. Alright, super mech. And put the arms back down. And the 6 key, that is the hand kind of that opens and closes like so, which is used to grab the sword. And 7 actually just kind of tilts the hand over just a little bit so you can kind of hold the sword off to the side. So, let's kind of stop rambling about this little mech suit here, and let's grab that sword and see how we do it. Alright, so I have the mech out there, and the sword is right here, so all you have to do to grab this sword and put it in the hand is take it on a lift like so. Now, you just come over to the open hand, and I like to turn it that way. And so you basically just have to kind of put it on the lift right in front of that hand, and then lift it up. You'll see it just kind of fits through, and then basically you just kind of line it up to the height of the hand and leave it on the lift. So we open our mech suit up so we can get inside. And this is kind of a tricky part here. You just have to kind of walk into the handle now. So if I kind of, you can use the A and D key and the 2 key to walk a little bit, so you can see, you can kind of just play around like this, and there we go. You can slam it into the hand. Let's see if we can get that on it a little bit better. Alright, that looks pretty good now. So we can make sure it's jammed in there. Press the 6 key like so, there we go. So now the 6 key has grabbed the sword, and I like to just kind of pop myself up into the air just to make sure we're all good to go. Perfect. And then all you have to do is remove your lift. And there we go. The sword is now on the mech suit, so we'll close that down like so. And voila. We are now a pretty mean looking mech with a sword. I don't know why I decided to do a sword, but I just thought it would be really cool to give it something to hold, and I mean, what better thing to hold than a really big sword? I mean, that's like some super sci-fi stuff here. So there we go, you can walk around with this sword now, no problem. I don't know if it can fly or not. I feel like you might not be able to fly very well here. I mean, let's try it. I haven't tried this yet, but you might be able to fly. Alright, we can do that. Flying is not suggested. No, I'm not even gonna do it, guys. It's gonna knock me off my feet, and it's gonna be kind of silly to do, actually. So there you have it, guys. It is the M44 mech suit with a sword. It can fly. It has a cool entrance. It has some walking capabilities. Overall, really cool build. I definitely hope you guys enjoyed it. There will, of course, be a link in the description to the Steam Workshop download. You guys got to try it out, and make sure you get the mods as well. There'll be links in the description for that, so you can make sure you don't miss out on any of these new cool builds using these mods. So, of course, guys, thank you so much for watching. I definitely appreciate all of your support. So if you enjoyed the video, or if you enjoyed this build, make sure you hit that like button. It certainly will help the channel out. And, hey, If you haven't subscribed for Endless Scrap Mechanic, you might as well do that too. There's new builds coming out all the time. Check out the channel. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I will be seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.